American Pastoral has so many themes that are familiar in today's world, but at its core, it's about the father-daughter relationship. Do you see it that way as well?
Absolutely, you know, absolutely. I think it's an extraordinarily layered story, and but as you say, at the heart, it's a story about a father and his little girl, yeah.
Dakota, did you knit a scarf for Ewan? I've heard that you made scarves for Robert De Niro, Denzel Washington, and other co-stars that you've worked with.
Yes, I did. I do. I knit scarves for every director I've worked with since I was about 8 years old. I've been knitting since I was 8, and then sometimes for like other actors or whatever, but always for the director. So yeah, Ewan did get a scarf.
I did get a scarf.
End.
It's got a lovely little label on it saying "Knitted by Hand" by Dakota Fanning.
You and your uncle Denis Lawson played Wedge Antilles in the Star Wars movies, but also starred in Local Hero with Peter Riegert, who is so lovable as your dad in this film. How special was it to have him act in the movie and just to have him around you guys?
Do you know what? It was something very special for me. When Local Hero came out in the 80s, I was a child, and the film became, as you can imagine, when it's your uncle, and it was the first movie he'd made, and we went to the cinema to see it, and it's such a beautiful movie, and it became a really big part of my life. And where they shot that film, we used to go on holiday there on the beach, and we'd go camping there. All through my youth, the location of that film was very special to me in the Highlands of Scotland. But so was the movie, and Peter Riegert, I just felt like I've always known, and although I don't really know him socially, I've met him once or twice. And when his name was mentioned for the first time in the casting of my father, Lou, in this film, I couldn't think of anyone else. And I went to New York and spoke to him and asked him to do it, and he was absolutely brilliant. He's so lovely in the movie, and he was such a great man to have around and so passionate about the project, and I'm always grateful to him. And it is a nice sort of full circle somehow for me, which is very special.
And Dakota, your role as Mary was also very layered. I also wanted to know if it resonated with you that many of the women in American Pastoral are not allowed to let a man tell them what to do.
I guess. I mean, I think I more, because of course the male figure in her life is her father, and I think we all experience that sort of tension with our parents at some point or another. So I can't say that I totally thought about it in that way, but I definitely see her as someone who's fiercely independent and is very strong in her beliefs, and she sort of takes that experience that everyone has at a certain age of wanting to separate from their parents and wanting to be independent and create their own identities, and she sort of takes that and goes to the extreme with it. So that's sort of how I thought about her for the most part.